Hi, this is Reverend Amy from Central United Methodist Church, and in preparation for when we resume our in-person worship on July 5th, we're here today showing you what you can expect when you come to worship that day and for the next few weeks after July 5th. As you arrive at church, we're going to ask that you please use the west doors. We're going to keep the traffic flow going in one direction, and so when you arrive here there will be someone to let you in, so you won't have to touch the doorknobs. Do want to remind you though, you can see the stop sign that is on the door. We're asking if you are not feeling well at all, if you think you have been exposed to COVID-19 or you have been around someone who has been diagnosed with COVID-19, we're going to invite you to continue worshiping from home until you know that you are healthy. So let's go on in the church and see what happens from here. So after you've made your way into the church, you'll notice that we have a stand here that has some hand sanitizer if you would like to use it. And we also have a box of disposable masks. We are encouraging everybody who attends worship in person to wear a mask, so if you have one of your own, please bring it. If you don't though, or if you forget, we will have disposable masks here for you to use as well. After you've visited this sanitation station, we'll invite you to head up to the sanctuary by these steps. If you do need to use the elevator, we will have that, but we will have someone operating it so we don't have a lot of people touching the control. So if you need to use the lift, please let the person who is welcoming you here know, and they will get the elevator open for you and send you up to the sanctuary level. So as you make your way up here into the sanctuary level, a couple of things we are going to need your help with. I know a lot of you are not crazy about filling those attendance pads out, and the good news is they aren't there, so you won't have to do that anymore. But we have to know who is here to worship in person each week. In case there were to be an outbreak of COVID-19, we need to know who is here and how to notify you. So before you make your way into the sanctuary, we must ask you to stop and fill out our worship attendance. You would only put your name or your family's name and your phone number, so we have that contact information should we need it. We have pens that have been sanitized for you to use. After you've finished completing your portion of the worship attendance, there's a cup for you to put the pens in so we can clean them before another person comes and uses them. We also have more hand sanitizer here if you would like to use it after filling out all of this paperwork and the worship attendance pad. After you've stopped here, we'll make your way into the sanctuary. So as you make your way into the narthex, I know many of you would normally stop and grab your name tag. Don't worry about it. We're going to leave the name tags here, but for right now, we're not going to worry about wearing them. As you continue in, you'll see there's the offering plate. If you do have a tithe or offering, we would ask you to put it in either as you go in to worship or as you exit from worship. We're not going to have a formal offering time during the service, so we won't be passing the plates back and forth. Again, plenty of hand sanitizers around, so anytime you want to use that, feel free to do so. When you come into the sanctuary, we will have an usher, and they will show you where to seat. As we go into the sanctuary, you will see that not every pew is available for seating, and so we will have someone who will help you find a seat. Let's go on in. So as you come into the sanctuary, you will notice that there are several pews that are not available to sit in. They are indicated by these strips of tape. These have been placed so we can keep everybody who comes 6 feet apart, as social distancing requirements say that we should. We are asking that your entire family sit together in one pew, and we are also asking that after you've entered the sanctuary, unless there is an emergency, please do not exit the sanctuary until worship has finished. The pews will look a little different when you sit down for worship. We've removed all of the Bibles and hymnals and everything in the pew backs to keep people from having to touch anything as they worship. Everything that you will need to participate in worship will appear on the screens. We will be having music during our worship time here in person. We ask that if you want to sing, that you must wear a mask and that you do so very, very softly to avoid particulates floating into the air. When worship has concluded, we are asking that you please remain seated until an usher dismisses you. They'll start from the rear of the sanctuary and work their way to the front. Remember, it's important for us not to bunch up. I will not have an opportunity to greet you other than giving you a goodbye wave as you leave. You'll come out of the sanctuary and head back towards the entrance, only this time we ask that you exit through the east door. The exception is if you need to use the elevator, please let one of the ushers or someone know so we can operate it for you and you won't have to touch any of the controls. Everybody else will make their way to the east door where we will have somebody here to open the door for you so that you may exit. We look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good week.